very quiet.
What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome to the Night Talk. Oh, God, we haven't done this show in a good while. And your co-host, TLO, who is back from the void.
Indeed. It was a interesting trip. I forgot to get your shirt though.
I was about to say, man, how has it been?
Well, it's been rough psychologically, emotionally, and all that. We're getting close to the holidays, and it's always tough for most people, especially people who are single.
Yeah.
Especially people who are not only single, but single during COVID, which is doubly an issue.
Right. You know, TLO, I don't think you were here when we switched the whole banner and everything. What do you think of the background and the logo?
No, I like it. It's good. It's chill.
We found that, me and Scarlett found out like a month ago. I think right before you disappeared into the void.
Right? Okay, I might have to do this. Yes, I know. WrestleMania. Brock is about to lay out The Undertaker. I know. I know.
Oh, you're on that. What episode is that? What is up, Darren? It is good to see you, my man.
Yeah, it's I'm watching WrestleMania 30 on DVD because, as I've mentioned or alluded to before, I have hundreds of DVDs, and well, now I think I do have about 100 Blu-rays.
I was about to say you have a lot.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've got full seasons of numerous shows: Gotham, 24, House, Knight Rider,
House is a good show.
Angel, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Battlestar Galactica. And I have almost all the seasons of the 100.
I was about to say House is a good show. I used to watch that as a kid.
Oh, I watch House all the time. I'll pop that shit in. House is fucking awesome. I'll just have to put that out there, folks. I know I might offend some people like, oh, House is gross. Bleh.
Man, can't believe I've caught you two guys date. You guys 2 days running. Right, Darren? You've been on here for 2 days in a row. You got on a little bit after TLO got off yesterday.
Right. All right. Since my piece of shit phone is being such a jerk, come on. You can connect with the Bluetooth.
I am putting deodorant on while on the air. My armpits started stinking. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do when you lift up your arm for a minute and you smell nothing but what it smells like, rotten eggs.
That's not good.
No, dude, I fell asleep with my hoodie on.
I gotcha.
And then I ended up just taking my hoodie off, and it's hot. But no, guys, so, you know, like I said, tonight it's going to be kind of another laid-back night. You know, me and TLO can basically run with anything. First, TLO, you know, I do want to mention this. You know, we have the election coming up in literally...
Yeah, just over 2 weeks, I do believe.
About 2.5 weeks. Here on the 23rd will be 20 days that we have left until the November election. Which, now, TLO, mind you, Trump is saying if he loses the election, he's moving out of the United States. So let's talk about this for a minute. Is he running from out of the United States because he knows as soon as he comes out of presidency, he's going to fucking jail? Or is it because he's afraid of what will happen when he becomes a civilian again?
Well, I'm sure there's aspects of both. But to be quite honest, I would even throw in a third caveat, and that's he could be just leaving the United States because whatever the fucking master plan, the end game is, could be actually happening,
And he doesn't want to be a part of it.
and he doesn't want to be here ground zero when it does. Correct. But yeah, because if most people actually pay attention to their surroundings, read the room, mind your fucking
Right.
surroundings. If anybody's seen Batman Begins,
No,
very important.
love that movie.
But yeah, a lot of Hollywood people have left. A lot of business folks have left. You've seen the mass migration from major centers of population, such as New York, L.A., even Seattle, Portland, some of those places. And that's, I don't know, necessarily due specifically to the COVID. And definitely it is a major aspect of it. But it could also be that a lot of these people are possibly in the know and they know
Right.
something very bad is going to happen. It's just like I said, you got to read the room. So.
Right. And at this point, I can't, you know, right. You know, and at this point, we can't really blame people if they're leaving. I wouldn't want to be.
Oh yeah, no,
You know what I mean?
I totally get it. I mean, I go back to, we were talking before we came on here about Lana, my ex, and how she wanted to go out to New York. And it does cross my mind every so often if that's still her plan. Considering, I mean, what was it the other day? I believe it was the actual state Supreme Court of New York said that, the things that are in place for COVID, the COVID restrictions, is basically going to destroy New York City, but that they would allow it. Like literally the judge said in his statement when they, said, okay, can continue having the mass mandates, shutdowns here in just these little sections, which
Right.
I would also like to add that this Democrat dweeb is locking down most of the neighborhoods that are minorities.
Right. Let's talk about that for a fucking minute. And by the way, I'm on my phone. My computer somehow just took a massive shit and shut off. So I want to know what happened there.
Yeah, that definitely seems fishy.
Like, why'd you shut off on me?
Exactly.
Like, I took you off the charger. Now you shut off on me. I don't know. This is like a 5-year-old computer, so I don't know why it's doing this. But no. So yeah, let's talk about that. He's shutting down minority communities.
Yeah,
And
because it
like,
calls them hotspots, and I find it interesting. It's like, yes, we do know that it affects minorities more, but still, why is it seems that all of a sudden the minorities in the minority neighborhoods are all on lockdown and told they can't do anything, and all these other people can? I
right.
find that very interesting.
We have TLO for our icon today. I keep forgetting I have this picture of you. But no, like I
Uh,
was saying, it's some bullshit with the way that things are going on, like
it is. And like, I will put this out there. I am not a Proud Boy. I am not a BLM. I'm not any of those. It's kind of the same with me in general in life. But um, given that fact, I totally firmly believe that there is a lot of government overreach. I know people are trying to stay safe and protected, but I will put my state out there on blast and say, hey, we have all these COVID tests, but we don't really have that many COVID deaths. And
right.
I'll tell you right now, there's a decent amount of boomers or elderly folks in Minnesota. So it's not like we're without the people who are susceptible to the coronavirus. It's more just, I believe, since we live in Minnesota and we deal with an 8 month long winter sometimes,
Toof.
which means, AKA, an 8 month flu season, we
You
already
would.
have a lot of the daily routines, as it were, ingrained into our daily lives and how we operate. So like hand washing, that sort of thing, not sharing stuff when we know people are, snotty or feeling bad and stuff like that. We've already had all that sort of training instilled in us. And so I believe that's
Right.
playing out as far as the COVID response, because it's been pretty light. I mean, we've had our lockdowns or our shelter in places, as our dweeb of a governor said. And yes, I'll put that out there. I am not a fan of any politician in Minnesota,
Especially if
period.
it's dry.
Any of them. I feel they all need to lose their jobs and their houses because they probably live in some mansion. Um, but no, it's the Minnesota thing is it's a precursor, and you can see. I mean, we've got two states next to us that are having huge amounts. Like Wisconsin is getting just absolutely bonkers. Like they had almost 3,000 positive tests just today, and like I think at least 100 deaths or something like that.
Yeah, that's
But
what I was gonna go
it's
somewhere
pretty
in that.
serious over there, and they are literally like, I could walk to Wisconsin. Granted, it'd take me half a day, but still, like, it's not that far. So, given that fact and the fact that we don't have as much COVID action as they do, it tells a story, you know.
You know what? And it does, like all these other states, like why don't we go start locking states down that are getting 3,000 positive cases a fucking day?
Well, yeah, exactly. And it's funny because like a lot of the states that are having huge inroads are to be honest, some of the states that actually have like the lockdowns or the shelters in place. Because look at LA, look at New York. They've shut a lot of shit down, but yet their cases still are prolific.
Right, like my county just went back in the red zone, I believe it was 2 days ago, after over 400 positive cases.
Right? Yeah, see, and yeah, they're definitely having some crazy lockdowns over there in Australia. I've been keeping my eye on that. Let's
Yeah, I
see,
was about
there's a Australian YouTuber that I follow, and I listen to her sometimes, so I get some news on the what's going on down under, Darren. Um, I don't know if you've heard her, Daisy Cousins, but yeah, she usually has some sort of post on YouTube telling about what's going on. She's definitely political,
very
right leaning and whatnot, but she has some very valid points on a lot of issues, and it always blows my mind how foobarred the world basically is, because nobody can actually like sit down and listen to each other. They're just all bickering and bitching at each other and calling each other names and fascist and racist and homo, and like, yeah, it's just like, really, like, is that what you want to do for the rest of your day, is just sit there and be mad and angry at each other, as opposed to actually like getting on the same page? Do you people not realize, if America had gotten on the same page, we would be the most powerful civilization in human history? But that's only if we pull our heads out of our asses and actually try and work together to make a better country. And not any of this make America great, not any of this let's defund all of this, because I'm going to tell you right now, this extremism is not going to work. It's going to blow up in your face because you're holding a fucking box of Acme dynamite, and it's going to hurt. I don't think y'all are ready for it. You know, you've made your little tribes, you've made your sides. It's like, oh, we're good versus evil. Oh, yeah, if you're voting for Trump, you're evil. Oh, yeah, if you're voting for Biden, you're a fool because he's a moron. I mean, it's just this constant just barrage of bullshit. None of them are speaking the truth. None of them can actually admit to when they're wrong. Like, none of them. I don't give a fuck if it's Kamala. I don't give a fuck if it's Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi, any of those tools. They are all paid an exorbitant amount of money to lie to us on a constant basis.
Right. And they are.
It's pathetic, man. Because like I see the potential. I see where America could be.
Right.
And seriously, if we were all on the same page, man, nobody could touch us. I mean, nobody. I mean, Russia could go fuck itself. China could go fuck itself. It's like, if we were all working together, we would be badasses. Seriously. But no, everyone wants to nitpick. Everyone wants to pick on each other. I don't know if it's some sort of insecurity because they don't have any fucking self-respect or what.
Since when has anybody had self-respect, TLO?
A lot of it has been lost. I'll give you that. And yes, Darren, it is beginning to be a worldwide problem. And you see Europe having all sorts of issues right now. They obviously are all foobarred and can't get on the same page. And what's up with the UK? Like, seriously. Like, they have some pretty decent, you know, lockdowns, shelters in places, and they're, once again, the virus is out of control. And it's like, well, how? If you said, oh, shelter in place, oh, wear masks, oh, don't touch anybody, and we'll get rid of the COVID.
But see,
Lies.
here's my
Straight
thing.
up lies.
The CDC has even came out and said, like within the past couple weeks, that most cases of the coronavirus are from people wearing masks.
Correct. Yeah, that did just come out because I saw that I did independent research and I found those numbers in 4 different places. 2 of them reputable, 2 of them would be considered possibly manipulated.
Yeah.
But it's out there. Like, yes, I'm sure the mask does provide certain aspects of protection. Obviously, it's not necessarily working like they're telling us it's supposed to, because, i.e., look at Wisconsin, look at the UK. Hell, you can even put South Korea on that list. They're having a big outbreak again, and you know they were all, oh yeah, we got rid of it. Even China's having some more cases again.
China had 13 cases pop up yesterday.
Yep, exactly.
Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get my fucking computer back up so I can get back
Yeah,
on.
we can hear you clickety clacking out there.
Dude, this computer's gonna get on my nerves.
Yeah, exactly, Darren. And nobody's talking about that. Well, I wouldn't say nobody, but a lot of people are not talking about that. And the
Shit, I've been struggling with the self-harm lately.
some of the reasons of my trip into the void were due to that. But
You good
yeah,
now?
people don't realize, or people are just people are just too much in themselves or in their own little worlds. And now that we have a lot of this like social media and whatnot and all these lockdowns, like that's all people do is they just live in their little, as I was going on the other night, avatars, you know, they're living their own little worlds. And nowadays, because of all the division that's been set up, like if you don't agree at all, or in any least little bit against my world, like you're evil. And that just is not a sustainable way of living.
My question is, when has it ever been?
Well, to be honest, it probably hasn't ever been, but that's kind of the mindset that I don't know if it's the government, if it's the people behind the curtain, the wizard back there with all his levers. I don't know. But whatever it is,
Like
like
everyone's
it's
blaming.
not gonna work. Like whatever they're planning, or I mean, if this is what they're planning, if they just want us all to burn, I mean, then that I guess is working, but
Then let me burn.
well, I would actually take a page from one of my favorite lasses in movies, The Hunger Games and Katniss Everdeen.
Come on now.
If we burn, you burn with us.
Amen. She said that.
Amen.
Katniss Everdeen, through my situation, I've probably watched The Hunger Games like 5 times already.
What was that?
I've probably watched The Hunger Games like 5 times already since COVID.
I watched it 2 weeks ago. I watched all four of the movies. So this weekend was my homage to Dwayne the Rock Johnson,
Yes.
since I have all but four of his movies that he stars in, because he's actually been in quite a few movies as either cameos or small parts and stuff like that. So, but I have a majority of the lead performances by The Rock. Where I left off, I think I'm at Doom.
Take two.
Which is Doom, which is around 2004, 2005-ish, I think. Yeah, about around the time my daughter was born. But no, it's fun because like I've actually done that with a couple of different stars because I've got so many movies and obviously plenty of time. Um, but it's fun to watch the people's development, an actor's development.
What? Just like they're actually filming the Batman movie with Robert Pattinson?
Oh, don't even get me started on that piece of shit debacle.
Oh, we already did because I seen the live thing for it the other day and it pissed me the hell off.
Yeah, no, seriously, like that whole thing just
Stupid.
just burn it. I'm gonna pull a Heath Ledger here. I just want to see it burn.
No, because like
first off, Robert Pattinson is a fucking tool.
No, because I was sitting here yesterday scrolling through Facebook, right?
Right.
And someone caught them filming in their area and videotaped it.
Yeah.
You can see all the camera crews, the Bat Cycle, or whatever the hell that motorcycle is now.
Yeah, it's the Bat Cycle.
And then next you know, you hear Robert Pattinson go like, "Oh, this is fun. I've never done this." I'm like, "Are you fucking serious? We're going through with this?"
No, he's a tool, and I'll put this out here as I've learned from multiple sources that the shutdown that's happened on Batman was because he himself had either A, actually contracted COVID, or B, pretended to catch COVID. Because unbeknownst to most folks, the rumor mills are running amok.
They are.
And I have actually done, once again, some of the research on this. And there is so much going on with Batman that is not good. Like, so much. It's not just that. It's the fact that Robert Pattinson, as I said before, and I will say it again and I will say it forever, is a tool.
Pretty much.
And he was hired to play Batman. And this little punk shit weighs less than I do.
I knew you were going there.
I have more muscles than Robert Pattinson. So they are literally coming up to logistical problems because this little dweeb did not do what he was hired to do, which was gain some fucking muscle. So he actually looks like he could be Batman and play the damn part. And first off, he's acting all toolish. He's not showing up. Then he says he's got COVID and he's missing. And then when he comes back, he's lost weight, even though they bought him his own personal home gym and a personal trainer to live with him.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do any of it.
No, he didn't.
He weighs less than I do. Okay, people? I am not a small person by any means, but I am definitely not a foreboding person. And I'm sorry, if you're going to play Batman, you got to have some presence.
Like Christian Bale did. Christian Bale worked out 6 months before he even started filming.
Hell yeah. No, Christian Bale hit it hard. And actually, so did Ben Affleck. Actually, Ben Affleck hit it harder than Christian Bale because Ben Affleck gained like almost 70 pounds.
I think Christian Bale only gained like 30, 40.
Correct. Well, Christian Bale is a pretty, well put together guy already.
But you got to think, though, he has a high metabolism, too.
Yeah, and then he exacerbated it when he portrayed the part in Memento.
Yep.
Because for that part, he lost a lot of weight. And so then he gained it back by kickstarting his metabolism, and he kicked it into high gear. And so now, now he probably does have to go to the gym like at least 2 to 3 hours a day just to maintain, and so he doesn't get flabby or loose and look kind of sloppy.
Right. And like, here's the thing, like Robert Pattinson could play any other role and be okay.
No, I'm not saying that he's a bad actor because I think he definitely has potential. Granted, I've only seen him in a couple of things, but still, obviously one of the things, he wasn't really acting. He was just standing there and looking all sparkly in the daylight and looking into the wooden block Kristen Stewart's eyes.
The first film that I ever seen Robert Pattinson play in, which was Twilight. And here's the reason, Tila, before you even pick on me for watching Twilight, I watched it with my sister. When your little sister,
I watched it with my ex. I gave her my opinion. I said, no, I mean, it's not awful, but it's definitely not as fantastic as people are making it out to be.
The first one sucked, but when you start getting like the second one, the third one, the fourth one,
I definitely liked the third one. I think the third one out of them, I felt was like the most complete of them. Like the acting was spot on, the effects were cool, the story actually like made sense, and things actually played out like you would see in an actual like life situation.
Right.
So yeah, no, and they have good actors. They have, some potentially great actors and definitely some good actors.
And like everyone says, like Taylor Lautner, talk about Taylor Lautner for a minute. Since we're talking about actors, everyone's saying that dude was a dweeb. And he a horrible actor, but he's played in a good couple movies. Like I think his movie Abduction was a good movie.
No, that was a good movie. And he actually has, I think he has a lot more acting chops than Mr. Robert Pattinson, just to be honest, because I have seen him in a few films, and he's got a decent range for a young actor. Like I was actually pleasantly surprised because of the role he played. I forgot what movie it was, but I was like, oh hey, that's Taylor Lautner.
Hmm?
And I was like, oh hey, this is actually, he's
Badass
actually a good
movie.
character. He's actually doing this shit.
And it's like this, like God, Robert Downey Jr. could pull off Batman if he wanted to.
Yeah, he probably could. But that's because he has that gravitas. He would be able to enter a room and enter a room, you know.
He played a multi-billionaire, you know.
Correct. And if anybody knows anything about the comic world, what's left of it, at least nowadays, but back in the days, the real comic book world, Iron Man was essentially the Marvel antithesis of Batman
He
because
was.
they're both without powers. They both are millionaires, billionaires. They both have some pretty decent issues with relationships. um, and they're both actually really intelligent because in the actual comics, it's not like the movies where you've got Lucius Fox and Alfred and whatnot, and they're like building shit or working on the cars and shit. It was him. That's part of the reason why I still to this day stand behind Batman and Batman Returns. Because in those movies, was Alfred working on the Batmobile?
Nope, it was
No, it
Christian.
was Bruce Wayne.
See, and like here's the only problem I had with Batman Returns is okay, so we see the first two movies. Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises. Oh, you're talking about Batman Returns. That's like an older
Yeah,
movie. I gotta go back
correct.
to the older generation. Sorry. I went to the newer generation. I'm sorry. Newer generation of movies. Older generation. Batman Returns was not a bad movie, especially with Michael Keaton back in it.
Yeah, and he is coming back.
Again, for Batman.
Yeah, and that's the thing is this is what's going to be so funny if Hollywood ever comes back or if they actually ever get these movies made. Um, it'll be interesting to see that dueling. What would it be? The dueling sort of universes within DC, because you'll basically have the Flash come out, and you'll have Batman now come out at the same time,
Right.
and Batman will technically be in both movies, but not the same Batman.
Right. So
But
I'm
I do like them exploring more because of well, to be honest, a lot of people don't know this, but DC did the multiverse or the different universes before Marvel.
right.
But Marvel, made it more of a popular thing. And let's just be real. Like Marvel was made and predicated mostly to the younger generations of comic book readers, while DC was definitely more evolved for the more adult or mature readers.
Right. And I want to say this too, since we're on the Batman thing, and talking about Mr. Robert Pattinson for a minute. Mr. Robert Pattinson was only good for romantic movies. You
Well,
like
if he stays his freaking skinny ass self, yeah.
like you had Remember Me in 2010.
Remember me. Ah,
You had Hold On to Me in 2013.
I didn't see that one.
You have the Twilight series, which he didn't do bad in. And then you have the new Batman movie in 2022. So like here's my thing. And I'm gonna be honest. Like, why ruin a good movie? Okay. a great movie, if that, with a character who probably can't even get the role done.
Well, that's the thing. It's, to be honest, it's playing into a lot of the Hollywood bullshit narrative right now because they're going through this huge influx because the politics have become so dominant in our lives that it's come to the forefront in Hollywood, and they're having a reckoning because they made their money by selling this product, and now they're trying to turn this product into something else. Instead of a product, they're coming out with more of propaganda.
Right.
I mean,
And what?
I heard rumors that they're literally, for the Marvel universe, for the new Marvel movies, they're going to try and twist everything around so that every member of the Avengers is a woman.
Right. And Teal, you want to know something? In this movie, they're not bringing back one villain. They're not bringing back
No, almost
two
all
villains.
of them are in there.
No, the only ones that are in here is Catwoman, which is played by Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah, Lenny Kravitz's daughter.
Colin Farrell is playing the
Colin
Penguin.
Farrell is the Penguin, and I already saw his makeup, and they just made him fat
Now,
and ugly.
Here's my thing. He's not going to do a good Penguin.
I don't think he's going to do a good Penguin. Paul Dano as the Riddler, though, that
That's going to be interesting.
piqued my interest because I can see that. I can see him nailing that big time.
And then you have Jeremy Wright as Commissioner Gordon.
And I love Jeffrey Wright, and I think he could probably do a decent Gordon, but
You're
I don't
fucking.
know.
Here's
I
my
don't know.
thing, and I'm not being racist,
I think Jeffrey Wright will be a decent Gordon.
and I'm not saying this to be mean, but you're literally fucking up Commissioner Gordon.
Well, it depends on how he plays it.
Well,
If
no,
he plays it true to the character, he'll be fine. But if they're trying to actually like reinvent him or whatever bullshit that they're pulling in other movies,
well, they are because look at it this way: through all the movies, Commissioner Gordon has been white, right?
yeah,
And now Commissioner Gordon's gonna be black. How the fuck does that fit the storyline?
no, that's not even really a big issue. I mean, it could be, but I
I'm just
don't really think it's a big issue.
I'm looking at the storyline though.
Now, I'm looking at the storyline too. Like, that's part of the reason why Batman was and still is like a top comic is because for a long time there wasn't really too much of that. Like they had a little bit more of it back in the 70s and the early 80s. They definitely had a little bit more of race play a factor in the comics, but I don't know. I don't really see, like, I just look at them as far as their acting prowess is concerned. If somebody
Right.
can play the part, because
And then
it's not the fact that Robert Pattinson, who was in Twilight, is Batman. It's the fact that he's a tool and he's not going to be anything
no.
close to a real Batman.
And then you have
Anything close to it. Adam West on the fucking 60s Batman is probably going to be more Batman than
I was
Robert
sad that he
Pattinson.
passed away. John Turturro
John Turturro, yeah.
is playing Carmine Falcone.
And that could work too because
Oh, they could.
I could tell he's probably an asshole in real life. Just because of all the parts that he's played, he's kind of a dick. You remember him in Transformers?
Oh my god, yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking dickhead.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much every movie you think of John Turturro and you're like, oh wait, that asshole.
Bro, okay, so I'm gonna go pull up.
And I'm also like kind of hesitant on who they casted as Alfred. That one for me is kind of like,
Look.
eh,
Let me look. Hold on. Cast Alfred Pennyworth is gonna be Andy Serkis.
correct. I'm like, okay, hold the phone.
Right?
Like, Alfred is supposed to be refined, and I'm sorry, there is nothing refined about Andy motherfucking Gollum, motherfucking what's his face from Black Panther, Circus. How
Like,
is a guy who was running around, my precious, gonna actually pull off a dignified butler and friend to Batman?
well, like here's the thing: they tried bringing back what's his name that played in the Dark Knight.
Yeah, Michael Caine, and he said no.
He turned it down.
Yeah, with
He
the
was like,
quickness.
"Look, after 3 movies,
Yep, he was done.
I'm done." And
Yep.
Morgan
And
Freeman,
and I'm sorry, but I've always aspired to be an actor, and
like, and how did
I don't know. I don't think I would ever be like, even in my saddest, most stupid mindsets or whatever, like, I don't think I would ever diminish the fact that, say, if I played this major character and they'd want me to come back and play it like years later, I'd be like, cool. That means you really like the character. You really like how I portrayed that character. And I would take dignity from it and not be whiny and bitchy like some of these people. Like, oh, I'm getting so sick of this movie. And it's like, look, if you're doing something, portraying a part and you're doing it well, why the hell wouldn't you want to be proud and a part of that?
right? Like I'm sitting here like looking, at like I'm on my IMDb app.
Oh yeah, good old IMDb.
I'm looking at it, and they're saying, IMDb is already saying this movie is probably gonna be like a 2 out of 5.
Yeah, no, a lot of people are expecting it to be garbage because of all the issues behind and in front of the scenes and everything. Yes, that's right, people. Cry. Cry for your Undertaker. He lost. Oh, boo hoo.
And then let's talk about this, TLO. Let's talk about this for a minute, right? So then they want to come in and they're making a new Nightmare on Elm Street again.
Yeah, see, like, there's some of these franchises I just stopped paying attention to completely because I'm just like, you are
Really?
on some serious bullshit.
And Scarlett says, I'm on bullshit, but never looks at Hollywood.
Ha, right? It's like a big old steaming pile of freaking doggy poo.
And like, here's the thing, like, what's his name that played? God damn it, TLO, help me. He was the original Freddy Krueger, Robert England.
Yes, Robert
Offered to
England.
come back, and they told him no.
Yeah, he's been actually wanting to come back and play Freddy for a long time because he really did enjoy it. And just like I said, he made a name for himself because most people know Robert England is Freddy Krueger. And yeah, he's been in a lot of different movies. And he's actually had pretty decent iconic roles in other movies. And most people don't pay attention to it just because of that one. So I can see how sometimes stars get annoyed by that. But still, if you're actually truly about your craft, trying to be an actor and putting out, good performances, if they're asking you to come back and do it again, that obviously means you're doing a good performance.
Right. So let me put it like this, right? Guys, me and TLO are big movie buffs. I think TLO, that was mine and your first ever conversation. No, that was our second conversation. Our first conversation was the whole polyamorous fucking bullshit mess we got ourselves into over the phone. But when it came to
Oh,
movies,
yeah. I'm like sitting here, I'm like, we've talked about these and on air and whatnot. But I was about to say, like, we talk about movies all the time. So I was sitting there like, what?
right? But I'm saying like our first ever conversation about movies, before on air was on the phone, when we were
Yes.
first meeting, when you said, about your movie collection. Well, guys, here's my thing. If you have the main actor for Nightmare on Elm Street willing to come back, who played Freddy Krueger the best,
Hands
and give you
down.
nightmares,
What was that?
I'm like, Freddy Krueger still gives me nightmares. Just how well Robert Englund did it.
Oh yeah, no. He rented space in a lot of people's heads. He had residence in a lot of people's heads.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, and that's a very iconic character. Everyone was gonna always remember Robert Englund because
Now, see,
nobody
like,
gives a shit about that Jackie Earl Haley Freddy. I actually I don't know. I was conflicted between crying and laughing because I was crying. I wanted to cry because I was just like, this is just so sad. Like this, like they almost like missed the point of like Freddy Krueger
and
in
then
that new version of it or whatever that came out. What was it like 2010, 2012?
2012, because I think me and you and my mom the one night that I told you that we got called domestic terrorists.
Oh yeah, that bullshit.
No, all right, dude. I got a phone call about that video. I forgot to tell you about that. Someone watched it like a couple nights ago, and
A
they called
couple of
like
minutes ago.
a couple nights ago,
Oh, I was like, what?
and I got a phone call on my Google Voice number, and they went like,
And
"Did TLO just go off about y'all getting called domestic terrorists?" I went like, "Unfortunately, yes, he did, and we let him have it because they deserved it." He went like, "Good for him sticking up for his friends because there's not a lot of people that do that anymore." I forgot to tell you that.
yeah, well, that was just bullshit, man. And I have no tolerance for
Hey,
bullshit.
TLO,
Like seriously, no tolerance.
I got an audio issue I got to deal with.
Oh, you gotta step out? Yeah, he's fiddling with the mic.
I'm back.
Ah, there you go.
I am back. Just watch the comments if you can.
I have.
Yeah,
It's just taking a while to populate though, because like the last thing I'm seeing is Darren talking about short YouTube from Dale H.
No, is that Tom Mattio?
Oh, I see. Just down at the bottom it says he was blocked.
He was a blocked.
That's right.
By the way, we can do that from StreamYards now, so I don't have to go through my phone.
Yep. Yes, we can.
But like I was gonna say this, too, is like, so like, like I want to talk about Freddy Krueger for a minute because he's been one of my most iconic favorite, that gave me nightmares for a long time as a kid, especially Freddy versus Jason. So Freddy's been gone for a while, and Jason brings back the fear of people and the fear of Freddy Krueger. Now that storyline was a great punch. Bringing back the most iconic killer of all times. Best way to do it. Because Freddy can't get into your
dreams. They were trying that in the 80s. Because they almost had where Freddy Krueger would have been up against Chucky.
Oh, that would have been fucking stupid.
Well, yeah, but they were experimenting or looking into that sort of thing, and that's actually where Freddy and Jason spawned, because they're like, oh, actually, these two characters would probably be really good.
Right.
Hello, Garfield.
Garfield.
That's right. Garfield the mascot. Kind of surprised I haven't seen Pam on here.
Do you know what? I'm thinking the same thing. Where the fuck is Pam?
It is kind of odd.
Or Bonnie.
True, too.
I'm about to message Pam since you just said something. I'm gonna check on Pam because I haven't seen her the past 2 nights.
Mm. Oh my goodness. That's not supposed to crack like that.
Oh, just trust me, I get that, dude. My body's been cracking like spots at. Oh, hey, Gene. We haven't seen you in here for a minute. How are you doing?
Yeah, it has been a long time.
It's been a long time since I've seen you in the comment box. You know what? Then I was on with Tim this morning.
Yeah, I saw the notification. I just didn't hop on because I was dealing with some idiots.
You know, Mr. Tim popped on this morning, and that was a good conversation. You know, TLO, which I figured I'd talk to you about here for a minute, right? So people complain about the way people are treated, but yet again, you don't want to turn around and give someone that same respect.
Ah, yes.
You know, no wonder you're treated like shit.
Oh yeah. You get back what you put out there.
Gene said that's because I sleep sometimes. Oh no, you're good. It was just one of them spur of the moment things since Dwayne missed his other show that he was supposed to do tonight because I fell asleep.
Correct. He
Which
called
will
me
happen
up and
again.
said, we should do a show. And I
should do a
said,
show.
all right.
I was supposed to be out crime chasing for you guys tonight, but I didn't. That was my fault.
Yeah, well, people do need to get their rest. I'm sure Gene would agree with you.
Yeah, especially since I'm just getting over being sick, I'm sleeping a lot better.
Right?
Like it's taking me, dude. Like it's 4:40 here now. I'm like, yeah, that's about what time it is here. TLO, it's 3:40 in the morning for you.
3:40 for me. So it's still relatively early. Because even though I had to pop off last night because of the stupid phone, I was still up for another 2-3 hours.
I was planning on calling you, but I think by the time I did my show, I was ready to go to bed.
Gotcha.
My plan was to call you because when you said you're coming back from the void, but I think like right after we ended, I hopped on with Tim for about an hour, about 2 hours, and then I went to bed.
Right.
Tim texted me going like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm going like, "Nothing." You want to watch the show? And then he put in his calling number, and I told him, "Oh, come on."
Gotcha.
Which, by the way, guys, we are getting a new addition to something to my computer. Tim is sending me a microphone.
Nice.
With a stand, a USB microphone.
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys ever need anything like that, you just let good
Tim.
old Scrooge McDuck here know, and he'll take care of it.
I mean, I'm getting ready to get like, like kind of like a soundboard.
Yeah.
Like Tim Master, I can start pressing all the buttons.
Yep. No, I've got I'm going to be getting it's mixing soundboard.
That's not bad. I used to have one of those.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually getting a lot of shit soon. New phone, new TV, new laptop, new desktop.
Xbox?
I'll probably get an Xbox One.
Yay!
Because yeah, I'm not gonna go and spend the $500-600 on the brand new one, especially since every newest generation system has a lot of kinks and bugs in it in the first year.
And then the only thing TLO has to do is get internet.
Correct. But that'll also be coming soon too.
And then
I don't know. It's weird. Like just to offer up to you folks, I've never really sat on as much money as I am sitting on now.
It's like thousands.
It is thousands, and it's kind of silly. Because like I'm sitting here, I'm like, I wonder. I guarantee I'm not the only one, but I wonder how many people are in my position where we do still have our work and we're working hard and we're making a lot of money. And obviously, we can't really necessarily spend it anywhere because most places are closed,
Right? Like my buddy was sitting on like $6,000 like a while ago. And he's been driving his 2005 Corolla for a while.
right?
And he said, I want to get a new car. I want to go, dude, you're sitting on $6,000.
Right?
Go put a $2,000 down payment on the car.
Correct.
That saves you 2 months of car payments. Actually, that saves you a couple years, like a year on car payments.
I was about to say more like a year.
And so we went to the dealership together and we got him a new 2016 Chevy Malibu.
Nice.
Only with, I think, like 1,000 miles on it. New tires.
Really nice.
We took it for a little drive. We drove to, I think, like Cincinnati, went and got dinner.
Interesting.
Dwayne just tagged you and Scar on a Facebook post. This guy has done so much for Victoria. Been arrested for speaking out. Worth following for Australia info. Okay, hold on. I'm checking. Give me a minute.
Yeah, I've been hearing some rumblings about how kind of crazy the politics and whatnot with the lockdown are with our cousins to the south and extreme west, i.e., Australia and New Zealand.
Right,
There's just a lot of interesting stuff going on, dynamics there.
right, Darren. I will watch this when I'm done with the show, and I will probably cover it tomorrow since Red's probably not going to be on. By the way, guys, I know a lot of you have been asking where Red has been, and I'm going to keep saying this until I'm done. Red is in the middle of harvest right now. It's their busiest time of the season because they're harvesting so much marijuana. Like they're
It's a
working her late.
booming market now.
They're working her late. She doesn't get a day off like she used to. So, you know, she's trying to get on here, but with how much she's been working, she's been really tired when she gets home. And when she gets home, she normally only has about an hour until about showtime.
Exactly. And it's tough, especially if you're getting home late and you've been working hard.
And, you know, like with me at Lowe's, this is why you guys see me pop on wherever I can throughout the week. Because I'm so busy. I'm working 11 to 7 or 1 to 9 or 3 to 9 or 11 to 8 or 10 to 8.
Damn, they got you all over the place.
Or 6 to 3. Dude, they got me so fucked up with these schedules, TLO. It's not even funny.
No, that is the worst, to be honest. Like, I hate working for businesses or whatnot that have that sort of scheduling that's just rando.
I hate the swing shifts because it fucks up my schedule.
Well, yeah, you can't ever really plan anything because you're always like every week it changes, and it's like, well, I can't plan for this week, or maybe I can plan
No,
for this week.
it's because of this. Our schedule is computer automated. Our scheduling is done
Automated or generated?
generated.
That
Our
is bad.
schedule is done by a computer.
Yeah, we're heading for some serious disaster. Did anybody ever catch that movie franchise with those robots that, came back from some future to like kill us all? What
Yeah,
was that called again? Terminator, you
fuckers.
brr. Don't
I
even
was
get me
waiting for
started
you to
on
say
that
it.
bullshit.
I was waiting for you to say it. I wasn't stealing your thunder there for a minute.
No, you can go ahead and jump in on this. But yeah,
Fucking Terminator.
yeah,
That's the
right.
fucking world we're going to. Now, I'm sorry. If we have to have a motherfucker come from the future to save our ass, like what happened in Terminator, I'm shooting somebody.
Someone's fucking catching it.
Shit, it might be myself at that point. I don't fucking know. I might shoot myself in the foot and say fuck it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I
But no, we're putting too much faith in technology, and it's not going to end well.
no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Like we put too much faith into our smartphones.
Oh my, no, we pay too much attention to our smartphones.
Amen to that, dude. Like, and everyone goes like, "Well, you're always on your Xbox more of the time than you are on your cell phone." I'm like, I'd rather be actually talking to people than being behind a screen.
Yeah, yeah, very true. Very
At
true.
least I can hold real life conversations on an Xbox.
Correct. And since most people don't use phones for what they were originally built for, um,
I do.
yeah, you've got a valid point.
Like the only time I'm ever on my phone anymore is checking like the FRN page. Like TLO, I barely post on my own Facebook page.
I think I've only posted 2 things to Instagram in the last month.
I'm about to go fact check you on that one because I haven't seen
Go
that.
ahead, because I guarantee you.
I forget your name on Instagram. God damn it.
I know it's so weird, but I've had to deal with that my entire life.
There it is. No, I clicked the wrong person. There it is. July 14th. Are you sure it's you posted in the last month?
See, probably not.
Because the last time you posted a picture was that picture.
Oh yeah, that was a while ago.
That was June 19th.
Yes, sir.
Last stream home.
But I think I had something in my stories not too long ago. That's what I posted, or what I usually post quick during the day.
I want that lightsaber.
And they only retain them for so long, so it's probably already gone.
I want that lightsaber you have, TLO.
I've got 5 of them. I'll probably get another 2 or 3 soon. Shit, I probably could even get you one.
Dude, I gotta come to Minnesota to have your cooking.
Mm-hmm. Most people don't realize I'm gonna be whipping up some shit probably tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's gonna be lemongrass tofu stir fry, whether
Ooh,
it's gonna be my garlic clam fettuccine, whether it'll be my mock duck barbecue stir fry,
duck stir
whether
fry.
it'll be my infamous yellow pepper steaks. Oh no, I can keep going. Yes, that's the truth. That's the truth right there. It already is destroying us, Gene. It's destroying our fragile little minds. Because I'll put this out there. Just the other day, what was it? What was it? Oh yeah, I was watching Warm Bodies.
Oh my god, here we go. Zombies.
Yes, I had to. It was the thing I popped in on my the first weekend of October is always, getting ramped up for the Halloween. So I popped in Sleepy Hollow and Warm Bodies. But in Warm Bodies, there's a point where R is sloughing around and he's, talking internally in his little monologue. And Oh man, it is hilarious. Like this movie is what a good almost decade old at least. And they have in there a spot he's like, "Oh man, I wish I could talk and like communicate with people like in the old days." And they flash back to when everybody was, alive and everybody's in their phones. Nobody's talking to each other. They're all just in their phones. And I'm like, "Yeah, isn't that funny? 10 years ago people knew it was going to happen."
Uh-huh.
Well, Darren, I guess you're just going to have to hop a red eye
Oh my
and
God.
bring yourself over to the US of Oserica.
Me and Patrick are making a trip to Minnesota next year. And I told him the first stop we're making is TLO. You and like,
Well, technically, it would be the first stop because I am between you and Scarlet. So,
I don't even know if I'm gonna go see Scarlett.
well, I'm sure it's probably a little bit more difficult now that she's moved to where she has.
I'm not trying to go out to the bumfuck of Egypt.
It is pretty far out there, my friend.
I'm too white for that shit, TLO.
It's mighty white up there, though.
Is anybody else in in Janus tonight, or am I the only one?
Oh, and jammas? No, I got my jammas on. I just don't show them just because I'm having a very bad hair day.
You're not the one that has a receding hairline, asshole.
Oh, I do. I do. It's just not as pronounced.
Patrick,
Ha!
my hair up.
Eggs on toast.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah, I tried a little experiment with some ramen and I did what did I do? I threw some ramen together with some green onions and scallions,
Sounds like a good night. Sounds like
garlic, nice nice bit of seasoning. See, everybody seems to be in PJs. Well, Darren probably isn't. It's probably the middle of the day for him.
yeah. Well, he said he was just getting off work.
Well, see, there you go. Middle of the day.
He's probably gonna go home and get us some PJs.
There you go.
Tonight I did ramen with chips, meat, cheese, hot sauce, two different types of hot sauce, and a little dabble of ranch. It was actually really good.
Interesting.
Really spicy though.
Ha.
I'm in bed.
It is the PMs over there. Okay.
See, we're all on PJs today. Not gonna
Well,
say
I was going to make that inference there, Mr. Williams. I was
Yeah.
like, well, considering that it is Australia and it is located only 2 miles from the surface of the sun, wouldn't your PJs just be buck ass nude?
I mean, that's how it is. Isn't that how it is with most of us guys though? When it's hot as shit.
Well, it's like that for most people. Let's just be inclusive.
We gotta air the boys out sometime.
Oh my.
I'm not lying though.
Ah. Oh, this could be a rabbit hole, but
Trying
not
to
one I will travel down this evening.
Yeah, I was about to say not when I'm traveling. Me and you will travel down this evening. That will be next week's show that we travel down a rabbit hole. It was 35 degrees Celsius a few days ago. Rolling on the floor. PMSL. What? I'm so confused. Rolling on the floor, peeing myself, laughing. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
there you go. I was waiting for you to get it.
I've never used that one, so I didn't know what it was.
I've seen it before.
Talk about a moment that I was rolling on the floor laughing. Scarlett, one day I was on the phone, lost Callan outside. And I'm on the phone with her, and I hear her scream Callan. And I hear little Callan go like, "What? I'm playing." And next thing you know, she jumps in the mud, and Scarlett starts throwing a fit.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I started dying. Because all of us little kids did that. Okay, so see, I wasn't the only one that didn't know what the fuck that meant.
Yeah, I thought I'd put that up there just so you wouldn't feel bad or would stop feeling bad.
Tim didn't know either.
Nope.
But like I was saying, we all have those moments. Or I think like the one moment here on the show is TLO and Scarlett was having a day because TLO decided to go into my banners and start doing this.
Hmm. Yes, I was about to say they're probably still in the queue.
Oh, they haven't went anywhere.
Yeah, right? He's like, oh, they're still here.
I'm not getting rid of them. Or which one was it that you made?
Well, it was mostly just a test to see how readily people pay attention to the screen.
Or this one? I like that one.
And the other one, absolutely.
I like that one. Or as TLO did it again, that one.
Yes. Because I was like, well, we can't leave poor Scarlet out. That would make her sad.
By the way, if y'all missed Clarity After Midnight last night, please go watch the replay.
Yes, once again, you'll hear me ranting.
No, man, I was listening after StreamYards cut me off and let me back in for a while. I was sitting there listening, dude, and the rants you were having last night, dude, I'm like, oh my God, he is making points. But StreamYard's probably going to kick him off sometime soon. And you don't get kicked, but I get kicked because I start exposing shit. And you start doing the same thing and they don't say shit to you. It's just me. I'm like, you know what? This is fucking racist bullshit.
No, what it is no one knows who I am. I
Yeah,
mean, you've got probably a decent amount of followers on any given social media platform. You know how many people I have following me on Twitter?
probably a lot.
You.
I'm the only one following you on Twitter.
Correct.
What? I know you got a lot on Instagram.
Most of that is all those stupid cheese dick come pay my bills, look at my tits sort of bullshit.
I know I just hit 500 followers on TikTok the other day, almost. I'm at 494.
Yeah, on Instagram I think I have like 148 followers, but just like I said, most of them are just like probably
127.
fucking bots that are just trying to get my money.
I still love that picture I sent you for in the Bible verse that you used. Was speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, ensure justice for those being crushed. Yes, speak up for the poor and helpless and see that they get justice. In the George Floyd picture.
Correct.
That was a good picture because you used a couple of pictures I sent to you that night.
Yeah, absolutely.
God, the last time you and Scarlett seen each other was in May.
Correct.
Oh yeah. So I never got to ask you about that. How was that meeting Scarlett in person?
It was an experience, I'll just be honest, because it was the first time I had ever met anybody from online.
I was about to say I know you and Scarlett were having a blast down there.
Yes, we were. And it
Until
was
you
good to
look up.
finally meet people because I'm more of a in-person sort of guy. It's part of the reason why I deflect and not use social media.
Oh, just wait till I have my license next year and I make the drive to Minneapolis.
I'll just wait till I get my car. And,
You could be driving all over the place.
yeah, I will be swooping up people left and right.
Hey, Dwayne, you doing anything this weekend? No. Good. I'm coming to get you. Okay.
No, it'd be Dwayne. You busy? Like, no. Come outside. That's how TLO plays it.
You'll just show up at my house going like, what you doing? Not a damn thing.
Yep.
Come outside. Fuck.
Like, it's time to go. Like, where are we going? We're going places.
Right. No, that's what I told my friends I'm gonna start doing with them. Is like when I get my car and like say like if I have like a 3 weeks vacation, take like 3 weeks off of work and just start driving around different parts of the states.
Well, yeah, considering that you said, well, have you traveled or was that just where you were living that you haven't gone outside the county?
Oh, I've traveled.
Okay.
I've been to West Virginia, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, Texas, Louisiana, Alabama. I think that's it.
Yeah, I think you just edged me out by a few, but
And then I believe
yeah.
next year we're going to New York.
Yeah, I don't think like even though I would love to honor and pay respects to those who lost their lives on September 11th in 2001. But given what's happened in New York, I don't think I will ever set foot in that state.
Oh no, I'm getting your ass up here after New Year's. Or for
Well,
New Year's.
Ohio is fine, but New York, to be quite honest, can go foobar itself.
Yeah, because I was telling Scarlett, like, I'm getting TLO up here probably like for New Year's. And she went like, what? I'm like, he's coming down here for New Year's. Why?
For
I'm
New
like,
Year's?
hell yeah, I'm bringing you down here for New Year's.
Huh.
You gotta come celebrate with us, my man. Me and you might even go get a drink together. You never know. But there's one rule for everybody this year on New Year's. It's not Happy New Year's anymore. It's Jumanji.
Oh, Lord.
Tilo, you were even one of the ones who said that.
I agreed with it. I didn't say it.
Oh my God.
Ah,
Total vagabonds.
I was about to say, now we're traveling across a different body of water.
Ireland.
Ah, good old Ire.
Good morning, Total Vagabonds. It's going to be weird this year because New York's not going to be doing their big party this year.
Most places. That's right. Over the pond.
TLO, you like Kabasi?
Never heard.
You've never heard of Kabasi?
No.
Sauerkraut?
Sauerkraut, yes.
Kabasi's good, especially when it's cooked in a slow cooker. For New Year's is what I'm doing for dinner this New Year's.
Ah.
So I'm saying
I thought you were just partaking in food talk of other nations since we have a diverse crowd this evening.
No, I tried an Irish meal the other day. I don't know what the hell it is. A buddy of mine had like a snack box.
Mm-hmm.
These certain types of chips from Ireland. They weren't bad, but
Mm.
they tasted weird.
It's because they use different oil.
Because it's snack box, you get things from all over the country.
Right.
And one of the snacks was deep fried cockroaches.
Did they come from Africa or Asia?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No one ate
I
them.
was about to say.
No one ate them. We gave them to the chickens.
Yeah, I would definitely let the chickens enjoy themselves with that.
Oh, they did.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
There was like 30 in a bag, and we got like 5 chickens.
Oh man, they tore that up then.
And we got 2 bags of them. Mm-mm. I almost threw up when we pulled it out the bag and saw what it was. I almost ate one until he said it was a cockroach. Deep fried cockroaches.
I wouldn't eat a cockroach if you paid me.
See, that's the thing. I can't be bought. You can't even bet me money to do something. Now, when I was a kid,
I only gamble with my life, never my money.
right? Now, I did take a bribe like 2 years ago for like $500 to go bungee jumping.
Yeah, no amount of money has got me to do shit. That's kind of surprising.
I want to go parachuting. I want to jump out of a plane and go parachuting. I
Yeah,
went skydiving. I went Rocky Mountain climbing. See, I got a bucket list of shit I want to do.
yeah, no, skydiving would be an interesting experience.
I love heights.
I'm not super fond of heights, but I'm more keen on the other aspects.
What the hell? Fire!
Oh
Sorry.
my God, Triple H, you're long in the tooth. Long in the
Darren
tooth.
says Darren says they're high in protein.
Yeah, I probably would stick with mealworms.
Probably.
That I have had.
I haven't, not yet. I'd rather eat grass or tree bark, not no roaches for me. See, now people agree with me on one thing: never eat roaches.
Yeah,
Like who?
no, anything that's that ridiculous, I'm not gonna put in my mouth.
See, now like I've had deep fried worms.
I've had worms.
Darren said chocolate coated grasshoppers. I probably would.
I've had those.
I've heard they're really good.
They're weird. Because like they taste like, what do they taste like?
I heard
It's
someone
weird because they don't taste like you would think a bug would taste like,
what like a
if you get what I'm saying.
right. Like if you
And
eat
that's actually why you can find grasshoppers served in quite a few different
places in the US.
dishes, not only in the US, but all over, like everywhere pretty much.
Let's see, what
Because
all have I had?
they're pretty much everywhere, you know.
I've had worms. I haven't had grasshopper. I've had um I've taken a bite out of a cow's heart.
I took a bite out of a cow's tongue.
See, that has to be nasty.
It was not nice. That's why I said I took a bite.
Like, as soon as I took a bite of the cow's heart, like I spit it right out.
Yeah.
Because you can feel all the muscle.
Yeah, I was about to say you can feel all the strings of the muscle, you can feel the little veins in it.
I spit it out. Now animals, I've had a lot of animals. I've had snake, rabbit, squirrel, bear, deer.
I've had rabbit. I haven't had squirrel. I've had possum.
I've had frog legs.
I definitely had frog legs. I've even had escargot.
See, the only thing I won't eat is chitlins.
Ha! That's funny. I don't eat that shit either.
And see, and chitlins is a big thing in the black community.
Yes, it is.
Deep fried chitlins.
Once again, where TLO will interject. I may look it, but I'm not black.
See, now frog legs. Let's go back to the frog legs. Everyone says, frog legs taste like frog legs. No, they don't taste like frog. They taste like chicken. It's weird.
I would say it's chicken adjacent.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have it's not like total fatty like chicken is, but it's really good.
Yeah, I was about to say it's definitely a lot less fatty, but
I've had python.
I've had snake. I don't think it was python though.
It was ground up python burgers.
Wow. Ah.
Scrappy everything from a cow's head boiled. Ew.
Well, I've had haggis.
What is that?
Would Total Vagabonds like to take that one?
Yeah, total vagabonds. What is haggis? Tilo, is your phone good?
Yeah, my phone is still good. We're sitting at 35%, so we still got at least another hour if necessary.
So like here's the thing. Like with snake, it didn't taste like it was a snake because of the way that he did it. Like he skinned it.
Well, yeah, if you're putting it into a patty, I could totally imagine because it'll depend on how you season it and whatnot.
He skinned it. I'm vegetarian, so I don't do the meat thing. Oh. He skinned it. He put it in a grinder. He grinded it, seasoned it, and didn't tell us what it was until afterwards. I thought it was a regular hamburger. So here I am munching on this thing. It tastes like a regular hamburger because of the way he seasoned it.
He pulled a demolition man on you.
So there's cheese, there's lettuce, there's ketchup, there's tomatoes. And this thing looks juicy. And so I eat it, and I'm like, that was really good. You want like before you get another one, you want to know what it is. I want like what? You want like that snake? And I'm sitting there going like, what? You just ate a snake.
Yep.
I'm going like, the fuck I didn't. And here he comes, head and all. I went like, you ain't fucking shitting me. I just ate a fucking snake. Black
Eat
pudding.
a snake.
What? Black pudding. I've never heard of that, Darren. I'm researching that now.
I know of it, but I've never had it.
I'm seeing what haggis is.
You're not gonna like it.
It's the heart, liver, and lung of a sheep.
Stuffed into its bladder and then cooked.
Yep, nope. Now I'm gonna go see what black pudding is. Black pudding, also known as blood pudding, is a direct regional type of blood sausage origin.
Darren, is that in response to Total?
Ugh. No one laugh at my face because this is not okay. I don't ever want to look at that Gonna have total throwing up soon with all these recipes. No, it's not totally. Don't worry about it. Y'all want to see what black pudding is, man? Hold on a minute. We go do this.
He's like, I'll show you some black pudding.
Hold on a minute. That's black pudding. Black pudding, also known as blood pudding, is a direct regional type of blood sausage originating in the United Kingdom and Ireland. It's made from pork blood, which with pork fat or beefs. I don't know how to pronounce that word. In cereal, usually oatmeal, oat groats, or barley groats. The high proportion of cereal, along with these use with certain herds. See, no. See, how does that even look good?
Well, for some people, it does.
Black rice pudding, quick black forest cake. Like, what is wrong with you people? Like, don't y'all worry about getting AIDS or something eating this shit?
Nah, obviously you can't get AIDS eating that shit. Otherwise, there'd be a ton of folks with it.
Or the swine flu?
The swine flu would probably be more prevalent.
Black pudding tastes far less of blood than the rare steak does. See, nope, y'all gonna ruin steak for my ass. Nope, because I love my steak. Or as Darren said, mad cow disease.
Yeah, I think some people have that.
I don't want to eat after hearing this shit. My appetite is ruined. I was hungry. Damn you
I
guys.
know, now I'm hungry.
TL, that's why we're going to the kitchen cook something up. Oh my god, guys. One of these days you guys are going to give me a heart attack.
Hopefully not anytime soon.
That's what I was hoping. I think we all just went mad LMAO. You know what? You ain't never lied, Darren. Do you know what, TLO? I'm surprised our Twitch people ain't here tonight. Like they were last night. You know what I mean?
It's their night off, maybe.
You want to know who I haven't seen in a while? And I'm probably going to jinx myself saying this. Have you ever slept with a man? Have you ever slept with a man?
Ever what?
His nickname is Have you ever slept with a man?
Oh, his nickname?
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a minute. Yeah, time for me to hit the road and get some KFC. Oh my god, Darren, shut up. I hate you both. The night talk is officially canceled by your own host.
Oh, come on, Darren. I'm sure you guys have something you eat down there that probably is not that appealing to other folks.
I mean, they do eat alligator.
I've had alligator. That's no big thing.
I've had alligator. It's actually really good.
Yeah, I was about to say it's actually not bad. Not bad at all.
10-piece
10-piece meal.
You know, guys, y'all kill me sometimes with all the shit y'all eat. You know, like I used to watch Anthony.
See, and with this, Darren, you know, I was gonna make a kind of sideways joke about it, but you know.
Oh, come on, TLO, say it.
Well, I don't know, since y'all are, you know, Australia, located 2 miles from the sun. I didn't think y'all had KFC. I thought y'all had like some Kentucky Fried Kiwi or something.
Oh my god.
You know, right next to the Kangaroo Express.
Oh my god, TLO. You are horrible sometimes. Like sometimes I honestly can't stand you. Well, guys, there you have it from TLO. The pun of the day.
Yeah, why don't I just hop on down there?
Home raised roast beef. Ooh, that does sound good though.
Yeah, I had some roast beef the other night on a good old Reuben.
See, roast beef on Reuben, I don't know. Like I've never had it. Kiwi is in New Zealand, but roast roo is yummy. Roasted kangaroo. Man, see, the things y'all do to poor animals, man. It's only Australia.
Well, at least he's not serving his roast veg with koala.
See, now wait a minute. Even though them things are cute, them things are vicious as fuck.
They can be.
Give me 1
And I
minute.
do actually know somebody who did eat a koala. So
Right, give me 1 minute, guys, as I am hooking my Xbox back into my wall. Because I unplugged it to take it downstairs last night, and now I gotta plug it all the way back in. Which should not take me more than 30 seconds. Ta-da! All done. See? No, once I start to learn technology and how to put stuff back in, it's easy.
well, for the most part, it can be.
Yeah, because my plan is when I finally lay down for bed, I've been watching Criminal Minds while I go to bed.
You doing a marathon, or you just kind of picking episodes at rando?
Episodes at random.
Okay.
Well, I've already watched all of them. So say like I'll watch season 11,
Yeah.
then I'll scroll back down to like season 5, watch that. Then if I feel like going from season 5 to season 6, I'll just continue to season 5 from there on.
I
Oh,
gotcha.
my TV's not even on. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I don't know. I used to like Criminal Minds, but I stopped after I think it was season 11.
Hey, you know what? I can't blame you.
That's what a lot of people said. I know one of my exes probably stopped watching after they got rid of Mr. Heartthrob.
What the hell's right? What the hell's going on with my TV? There it is.
We're not quite sure there, Dwayne. We're not in the room.
No, I gotta get a new TV.
Well, that should be relatively simple. TVs nowadays are like fucking super cheap.
Yeah, not at Walmart, they're not.
What are you kidding? I'm probably about to spend 500 and get a 65-inch from Walmart. It'll be either Walmart or Costco because they're both around the same price.
I'm about to go to freaking once I pay my bed off. I'm about to go to Rent a Center and put a new TV down on my mom and down in the living room for my mother for Christmas.
That'll be nice.
So when she sees this TV coming in, she's not gonna know what the hell it is, but it's gonna be about I say about an 85-inch flat screen TV.
Going big.
Go big or go home when it comes to a TV, dude.
Well, depends.
85-inch smart TV for my mom. She'll love it.
Yeah, she probably would dig the smart aspect. I don't know. I'm not super big on the smart TVs. I don't need to necessarily have that, and especially if you have so many other things. Like, I mean, for fuck's sake, even my DVD player I can stream Hulu or Netflix on.
Right.
So it's not like you need to necessarily have that sort of setup specifically for that.
Right.
But yeah, I'm not gonna go any bigger than like a 60, 65 inch. Don't really
65.
need don't really need too big. It is only a studio apartment, so
Right. What's your phone at, TLO? Because that's going to tell me if I need to end it or not.
we're down to 20%,
And we'll probably want to end it so it doesn't die on you quickly.
right?
All right, guys. So I think this is going to be the end of our show. Like I said, it was just be kind of back, laid back, kick back, relaxed night with
Yeah, when we say we talk about all sorts of subjects, when we just have the free and loose night talk, we really mean it. Because
we
obviously we oscillated and pivoted.
a lot of things today.
Yeah, I was about to say at least 5 to 6 topics. So
And this won't be the end of my conversation with TLO because I'm probably going to call him as soon as I'm done ending this thing.
right, I just
Because,
have to put this bitch on the charger.
but guys, TLO, it is time for you to
So
say your famous saying, my friend.
now I definitely have numerous ones, but
Or say whatever's on your heart.
this one is going to be a doozy. Just stop the bullshit.
Oof. Damn, just come on out and say it.
That's it. No, I mean, to be fair, like, I don't know. I'm very much somewhat of a what would I consider it? A boiling point, but whatever.
I
But
think
no, people, just be safe out there and remember always, no matter where you go, there you are.
from the seas to the skies and from the great Buckeye state of Ohio. Good night, universe.